Thank you for joining us. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, will deliver a statement on the latest in Israel's Operation Rising Lion, and he will also preview this morning's Emergency Security Council session called on by the Islamic Republic. As always, if you're called for a question, please be sure to state your name and news outlet. Thank you.
Good morning. The Security Council will soon convene once again to discuss the situation with Iran at the request of the Iranian regime. That itself is a spectacular absurdity. The same regime whose supreme leader calls for the extermination of Israel and the United States, whose operatives have plotted assassinations of elected leaders, now send its ambassador to cry victim before the Security Council. This week alone, the ambassador of Iran submitted 5 letters. Within a week, 5 letters, not to condemn terrorism, not to announce it is dismantling its nuclear program, but to seek sympathy for a regime that funds, arms, and orchestrates terror across the globe. Iran is not under attack. Iran is being stopped. On Wednesday evening, it launched a ballistic missile directly at Soroka Hospital in Beersheba, in the southern part of Israel. It is the largest hospital in the region. Soroka Hospital serves more than 1 million civilians of all backgrounds. This was a war crime, deliberate, indiscriminate, and barbaric. Israel's actions have been precise and compliant with international law. Our targets are military. Our objective is clear: to dismantle the Iranian regime's genocidal capabilities before it is too late. Let there be no misunderstanding. That is not just Israel's fight. This fight is for everyone across the world. Iranian missiles can already reach parts of Europe, and soon they could reach the eastern shores of the US. Iran's terror network extends to every continent, from criminal networks in South America to undercover agents in many European capitals to extremists in the Middle East and Africa. Today, when I walk into the Security Council, I don't expect gratitude from the Security Council, but I will not apologize for protecting our people and for confronting evil when others will not. Thank you.
Ambassador, with China Central Television. We know that there are diplomatic efforts ongoing in Geneva. What is Israel's position on these diplomatic talks that might get fruits, maybe reach a deal on Iranian nuclear issue?
Well, we have seen diplomatic talks for the last few decades, and look at the results. So, if there will be a genuine efforts to dismantle the capabilities of Iran, then that's something we can consider. But it is going to be like another session and debates. That's not going to work.
But last few decades, the Prime Minister Netanyahu always said there would be only months, weeks, days away from Iranian getting nuclear weapons, which is not true.
No, so I beg to differ with you. You're going to listen to the IAEA later on today. Once we found out about their intentions and that they are building the capabilities, we decided to act. We decided not to wait for them to be the first one to launch atomic bomb into Israel. Please.
Mr. Ambassador, Mariam Ramadi with Iran International. The IAEA and especially Mr. Grossi before said they don't have any evidence that the Islamic Republic of Iran is acquiring a nuclear weapon. What kind of evidence does Israel have that Iran is going after a nuclear weapon or nuclear bomb? And did you share those evidence with the IAEA? And also, my second question, in Iran, people don't have access to internet, complete blackout. They don't get Israeli evacuation notice. And before you gave, the Israeli government and the army gave notice to the people of Iran, but there wasn't enough time for people to evacuate. How do you make sure that people are not in the places that Israel is targeting so you can make sure that civilians don't get killed?
So first, regarding your first question, the IAEA itself said that Iran enriched uranium to a level that they can produce multiple bombs, not one bomb. And it's not for civilian usage, it's for the military program. We know about the ballistic missiles, we see their capabilities, they are launching them every night into Israel. And we also found out about the triggering mechanism and about the intention to put everything together. So when you take the enriched uranium, the ballistic missiles, the triggering mechanism, and you understand that now they are at a point that they wanted to put everything together, that was the point we decided not to wait anymore. Regarding your second question, we pray for the people of Iran. We care about them. That's why we send those notifications, and we will do our best to minimize civilian casualties. And if they don't have access to our warnings, I would advise them not to stay near military facilities. They know exactly where the IRGC compounds are. They know exactly where the nuclear reactors are. So my advice to them, and we do care for them, is to not to be next to those facilities.
Yes, sir. Chris Reyes with Canadian Broadcasting. Are you in support of the United States negotiating with Iran? If not, what is your message to the U.S.? And if you are in support of those negotiations, what would you like to see come out of that deal?
So as I said earlier, we look at results. And if there will be results that will bring us the security that we need, which means they don't have the capabilities. And the Iranians are the masters of deceptions. They lied for so many years, so we cannot just play the game with them anymore. If it will be like, what happened in Libya, when you had real inspectors who came into Libya, took out everything out, that's a mechanism that can be discussed. But if it's going to be just another round of talks, that's something which we cannot accept.
Ambassador, can I follow up?
Well, last question, please, yeah.
You mentioned, but the director last night said the following: we do not have any indication that there is a systematic program in Iran to produce a nuclear weapon. We know the U.S. estimate back in March saying there is no such thing, stopped in 2003. I just want to emphasize, are you going to share this information that you have, that they were about to dash to a bomb, with the U.S., with the public?
So the Director General of the IAEA will speak in a minute in the Security Council. I would advise you to ask him that the amount of uranium that was enriched already in Iran, if it serves civilian usage or a military program. Let him answer that question. We have the information, we have the intelligence that Iran built a military program, not a civilian one, which was not supervised by the IAEA.
Are you sharing?
Thank you very much. Thank you.